My name is Figurative Language and I will answer my final exam from Introduction to Literature that have 8 number, and let's start from number 1. Question number 1 is explain about following figurative language and give an example. The first is simile. Simile is a figurative language whose figurative speech that makes comparison. The example of simile is red rose. You're beautiful, look like a red rose. And the second is metaphor. Metaphor is the figure of speech who that implicit, implied, and hide the comparison. And the example is invoke the aid to my adventurous song that with no middle flight intent to soar above it. And the third is hyperbole. Hyperbole is derived from a Greek meaning. And the example is I had to wait you for 1 week. And the fourth is personification. Personification is figure of speech in which thing or an idea, an animal, is give human reaction. And for the example is when well April on the hill of limping threads. And the last part from number 1 is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is definition of natural sounds or the other sounds who on your daily you can hear. I mean like bam, boom, slap, quack, and then many else. And number 2, my opinion about poetry in classroom is effective and sure is make it fun because of on classroom at daily we maybe just writing, listening, and do some exercise, but when poetry activities come to classroom we can make some poetry and we can read it in front of classroom. So that is I think really fun because that is what we make. And number 3, question number 3 is explain about the elements of short stories. The elements of short stories is narrator, style writing from the narrator, and then theme, and then setting, characterization, and then plot or structure. The narrator is the person who writing the stories. Styles writing of narrator is mean like the style of the language who narrator use to write the stories. Theme is a core of the stories. It means like a title, but more than the title. And then setting. Setting it mean like the situation, the feelings, and many other else. And next, characterization is any character is like evil and then a good person and neutral person, like that. That mean like protagonist, antagonist, and tritagonist. And next is plot. Plot is start from orientation and then conflict and then climax and then resolution and then the end of stories. And number four, question number four is explain about folk tales, fairy tales, and fable, and give the examples. Folk tales are the stories whose passed down from the generation to generation. And also, folk tales teach moral lessons. And the examples of folk tales is Icarus and then Ishunboshi. And next, the second is about fairy tales. And fairy tales is the stories is about magical, like the Wonderland, whose have many happy ending. The example of fairy tales is Cinderella, Tangled, and Beauty and the Beast. And next, it's about fable. Fable is the stories is talking about an animal who can talk. I mean, the actor and actress on fable is an animal. And the example of fable is the crocodile, the rabbit and the turtle, and many else. And number five, question number five is what are the benefits of drama classes and what's your opinion? The benefit of drama classes is you can more cooperative, more expressive, and more know about the dramas. My opinion because of that is this goes. Right now is I am on Teater Rantai Biru UGJ, and I think that make me more expressive when I was talking with anybody. And then when I do a dramas, I was better than before because I was now about the rules and the setting of the theater and many else about drama is really fun because you can do it not alone. You have friends when you on the theaters. Number six. Questions number six is, what is Globe Theatre in London? The Globe Theatre in London is associated with William Shakespeare from 1599 by Shakespeare Playing Company. Number 7. Questions number 7 is explain about the relationship between the literacy and the literature. The relationship between literacy and literature is read and write. The literacy is only reading and writing, but the literature is all about the writing, all of writing work. It's been like poetry and stories in many areas. The literacy means it's like we need to understand about something and we should read and write to faster from understanding the material, and the literature is needs one skill more for the better being the literature, because of literature is about the writing skill of works. And number 8. The question number 8 is, read a poem that is made by yourself. It means myself. And the time is free. But that's not freedom. Okay, I will read the poem. Repentance. Day after day, when I live with the burden of doubt, with the burden of my afterlife, so much, from morning to morning again, my life it feels far from the religions. Even though I was born with religions handed down by my parents, I think my religions is just bullshit. I want this religion to be better in me for my future, so that I too can be useful for my surroundings. God, I expect you. I expect your grace. Thank you.